Isn't it funny how a simple question from a kid can just cut right through all the noise? It gets to the heart of something we adults have made super complicated. Well, it turns out this is especially true when it comes to money. Their clarity can teach us way more than we ever thought possible. And it all started with this one single innocent question asked in a store. It sounds so simple, right? But that one question forced a complete and total rethink of how we even talk about and live with money. See, that question wasn't really just about shopping. It was a mirror. It reflected back a really simple truth. For a child, the logic is perfect. If you see something you like, you should get it. So, why don't we? Answering that question, honestly, that's where real financial education actually begins. And this right here, this is the core realization. You can give all the lectures in the world about budgets and savings, but the most powerful lessons, they're taught in silence through the actions your children see you take every single day. So instead of another lecture, the author decided to try something totally different. A simple, hands-on experiment to make a really abstract idea something a kid could touch and feel. So let's talk about the 2 boxes lesson. Okay, let's dive into this because it's so simple, but it's brilliant. It's literally just 4 easy steps. You get a couple of boxes, you label one for the things you want right now, for today, and the other for future goals for later. Then you just give the child some coins and let them choose how to split them. The choice is 100% theirs. And this is where the magic really happened. After splitting up his coins, the child asked this incredibly smart follow-up question. With zero prompting, he just got it. He understood the fundamental idea of saving, of compounding, that little, consistent actions build towards something way bigger down the road. So here's the crucial point. This was never an arithmetic quiz. This little game was teaching the emotional foundation of financial health. It's all about learning to make a choice, having some patience, and building faith in a future reward that you can't even see or touch yet. And this idea builds toward a really central theme. True, lasting financial smarts aren't found in spreadsheets or stock market reports. Nope. It all starts with learning how to manage our emotions. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows the huge contrast. We often think financial education is about all the complicated stuff, numbers, calculations, markets. But the real foundation, the stuff that truly determines if you're going to succeed, it's about our choices, our patience, and our emotions. When you build on that emotional foundation, you literally change your entire relationship with money. It stops being this source of stress, this master that dictates your life. And instead, it becomes your ally, a tool you can use to pass on the small, temporary pleasures for much greater, more meaningful joys later on. Now, this brings us to another really critical point. The huge gap that can sometimes exist between the financial advice we give out and the financial lives we actually live ourselves. This is what we call the hypocrisy gap, and here it is in action. You can tell your kids to save money all day long, but if they see you constantly making impulsive buys, which lesson do you think is actually going to stick? They don't listen to what you say. They watch what you do. So the most powerful lesson isn't a rule you memorize. It's a lifestyle you live. It's about showing your kids these 3 things: that you can use money with both joy and wisdom, that no question about money is ever off limits or shameful, and that making mistakes, that's just a normal, necessary part of the learning process. So if the goal isn't just about teaching rules or numbers, what's the whole point of this? What's the end game? Well, the real stake, the true prize, is something we almost never associate with finance.
This completely reframes the entire purpose. The goal isn't to create a bunch of millionaires, it's to raise adults who are at peace with money. People who have a calm, confident, and stress-free relationship with their finances, no matter how much they have in the bank.
This whole approach empowers kids to see money for what it really is. It's a tool. It's a means to an end. It's something you use to build a good, meaningful life, not something that should consume your every thought, your time, and your well-being. And so we end with this question for you to think about. What do you truly want your child to understand about money by the time they're an adult? Because whether you realize it or not, the way you're living your life today is already giving them that answer.